Sophia, and I've been in and out of Broadway all of my life. And I do a lot of recording daily. I got a lot of invites and so forth. Yes, yesterday's winner on The Voice. How many people love that? I got to sing with him a little bit. As you guys know, I also have helped Kelly Clarkson with The Voice. So I was so excited that he won. Oh my God, was that awesome or what? That was so awesome. So awesome. I couldn't believe it. Well, actually, I could believe it. He deserves it. He's a good kid. And his voice, tremendous, guys. Tremendous voice. What an awesome voice that kid has. Anyway, so I go around and I do a lot of music. I sing every day. Sometimes, actually, I sing between 6 to 8 hours a day. In the morning, I have my coaches from Broadway. They call usually certain days a week, and I practice my songs with them. And then on other days, I'm constantly recording. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Pinterest. I don't know. They have me everywhere now. And the closer Evita gets, yes, Broadway will be reopening their doors later in 2021. So, yes, we are all excited from the Broadway family. Who wouldn't be? Anyways, I am here to talk about heaven. And it's a very dear subject to me. I kind of focus and get a little more serious when it comes to this topic. As for some of you guys don't know, if you're following me, great. Go back and see some of my story. I'm trying to follow it so that way I don't have to repeat myself. But a little bit. I was in a terrible car accident when early in my life. I was left in a coma and I went to heaven at that time. And then later in life, I was injured badly again. And this time I went to heaven again. And what was so cool about it is that I recollected all the memories that I had when I was in a coma for 9 months, my second time around. And, I can't even express the words about it to people because so many people have lost their sense of believing in anything anymore. And you know what? With these politics and these governments and these things, I don't blame you. I really totally don't blame you. I do sing on a daily basis, like I said. I also vape, which I don't encourage people to vape or not to vape. It doesn't matter. I'm just telling you a little bit about myself. I enjoy music 24/7. All kinds of music from, oldies to country to rock to pop. It doesn't matter to me. I just love music. Like I said, I'm currently Evita in Broadway, and so I sing a lot of Evita. But I've been doing I'm doing a project. I'm doing a lot of different projects, but I want to focus on heaven. The last time I was on here, I was just getting to the exact time and when I died the first time. Like I said, I lost a lot of memory because these were all brain injuries. You can see it kind of here. I have this brain injury and I try to cover it up with my hair all my life. It's kind of funny. But yes, they were terrible injuries. And I woke up with something called epilepsy. And never heard it in my life. At first it was really hard to understand and follow. And then I figured it all out, and it's been years with it. So I am a member of the Epileptic Foundation of America from Colorado, and I'm with the Colorado branch. And they're awesome. And when I used to go to my brain injury association groups, that's when I learned that what I went through I wasn't alone, and that really felt so good, for other people to have experienced similar situations as I did. We're all very similar. You guys, through movies and things like this, they've gotten ideas. There is movies of true biographies out there of heaven. And if you look on YouTube here of people that have actually been to heaven, very similar stories, but all with their own little touch of differences. So I want to start there. My story is similar but different. The similarities that we all have in common is that we all can say that it's absolutely beautiful. The colors are radiant. And it's the only way I can explain it is if you were to add a splash of silver light, or maybe a gold light, more silver light, to all the colors to make them radiant and bright and just gold and just beautiful, warm. That's what I would say. We are all beautiful in heaven as well. Everybody dies old, and in heaven you can become young. So when I saw family members that I did not recognize, because my grandmother passed away when I was a little girl, yet when I went to heaven, I knew she was my grandmother. She was young. She was young and beautiful, and my grandfather was too. And I immediately knew that it was them. So it was something very sparkle. But as I was expressing in my last video, yes, it's like a tunnel. It's like a tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, there's like a dome. It's the only way you can describe it, with this radiant light all around it. White, beautiful, like I said, with a splash of silver light just all around it. And you have to go there. To me, it was kind of the second time that happened to me. I knew where I was because I had been there. So I knew that I had to just keep walking that direction. And it doesn't even feel like you're walking. It's your body escapes you. And some people might call it your soul, your chi. Some people might call it whatever, you could put a name on it. But you escape your soul. What happened to me is I could see my accident. I walked out of my body and I went to which was impossible. Okay. I was in a very bad shape, but I walked over to the man that had impacted our vehicle. I was a passenger. And I walked over to him and I said, why did you do this? And he had his hands in his head and he was wearing a suit with a trench coat. And this did not happen in this time, but it happened to me. So when I woke up expressing this, it was impossible. I did not get out of my body. I didn't walk. I didn't see this man. But I did. So I was in a coma, like I said, for a long period of time. My mom had even was so concerned, was so worried. She had given hope, almost had given hope up, and I woke up. When I woke up, I heard my mother and my sister talking. I had glass in my eyes. I couldn't see. I had tubes in my throat. It was pretty bad. But that when I woke up months later. Anyhow, going back to heaven, it was comfortable. It was something that you knew you had to reach that light. You don't feel your steps. It's almost like you're floating. And there's people like on the side of this tunnel, almost holding on to the last hope they have a fear of leaving this earth. Some people, like the kids, any children that die on this earth early are taken directly to heaven by Jesus. That is done. And most kids that die early as a child become angels. Now, especially the boys. I would say that, the angels that fight for Jesus and his army are all boys that are children that have chosen that path, that were so clean and naive that that's why they were chosen to do that. It's a very special job to have. So everybody works in heaven. Everybody has a job. Some people say their guardian angels are watching over them, or, you get into trouble of some kind, and sometimes you feel something, or better yet, it happens to me quite often. My father, who passed away 5 years ago, and I have something to tell you. It takes a while to even realize and get to heaven and accept what's happening before you're allowed to, per se, visit. If you're calling upon, like I call upon my dad all the time. Sometimes he doesn't come right away, but when he comes and he's here, he always lets me know. He'll place something somewhere that wasn't there before, and it's very obvious. And I find it, and I say, thank you, Dad. And I have so many examples of that, but I don't want to divert from where we're at right now. I want to do these 30-minute videos. I want you to learn who I am and who I have become in theater. I currently am in school, virtual school for NYU Visual Arts, Performing Arts. So it's a kind of a hard program to get into, and I had to do it. I had to get into it because I have been in and out of Broadway all of my life, but it was when I was younger, and so much of the field that has changed, especially with virtual arts. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing what they can do nowadays with your voice to make it sound just perfect. I've got this microphone here, and I got another microphone, and I got this microphone. And you know what? None of these microphones do justice to my voice when I sing, because I sing with high falsettos, and those microphones you can use in the theaters only. I do feel blessed. I do have special gifts that has arisen from this, but I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. And on the other hand, I do. So it's very hard, in a sense, to do these videos, but I know I need to get the word out there that heaven is real to everyone. We have hated and learned to hate and learned, so many negative things around us anymore. All humans, for all respects, that it's hard to convince somebody and say, hey, heaven is real. You got to behave. You got to be good. And you got to be honest. And you got to not hurt anybody. And you've got to do this. And you've got to read the book. Because the book, the Bible, was left on purpose for us to learn from these tragic stories where there wasn't any love, where hatred was introduced. And I want to express to everyone, heaven is real, very, very real. So at the end of that tunnel, there's a dome. And Some people go there, okay? Especially if you have not read the rules of life. And you haven't, because when they say not to lie, that also means don't lie in your head. Don't think of bad things. Don't think to lie. Because the truth is best. So always keep goodness in your heart. I adore my Father. I am in love with heaven. And I have such an aura that I want to teach you guys how to see auras. Because even with a shadow, how you can see your aura. Some people might see it right away because that's your energy, and I give off a lot of it. That's why I'm here. I want to share my experience in heaven, what heaven has done for me and with me inside, the new soul that I have, that I am now, that I want to share with everyone, because heaven is real. I applaud every pastor out there. So many pastors out there that I can even mention, even on YouTube, that, I appreciate you because you spend the time to read this book of laws and try to explain it to us in a way that we may understand. Sometimes it can become complex, but it really isn't. And we must learn to read this book just as it was left. And the only thing that this book wants you to know is that heaven is real and that you have to love and know one another. That is the only way. That's the only way. Always think good thoughts. If something terrible has happened to you in your life, which, trust me, it has in my life, you cannot dwell on it. You cannot think of it too much. Because at the end of the day, when you do that, it's going to end up killing you. It really is. I do a lot of recordings. Like I say, I record with all kinds of people. But I want to do my own recording right now with my own song, in other words. Because in life, we have to make it so simple. So simple. Just very simple. Something as simple as a song like this. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up in strings. These are the few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and noodles, wild geese that fly with their moons on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls white with dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose in eyelashes, silver white winters that melt at the springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites and the bee stings, and when feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Merry Christmas. Christmas to everyone. Simple. Let's learn to love each other. Very important. Girls in white dresses and blue satin sashes, snowflakes with stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt in the spring. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when you're feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. My favorite things. That was a simple recording. I do that every day. I wasn't perfect because I was concentrating on trying to get to you guys. It goes on Twitter. It also goes to my Facebook account. And I can post these things as well as Broadway. So sometimes they get me out there. Like, I'm in a commercial right now, guys. It's so embarrassing. I was very young. I did the Nutcracker, and I was the main character ballerina for the Nutcracker and the Swans. And they have that commercial right now on TV. It's in the back screen. I couldn't believe it. That is me. I couldn't believe it. That's the picture that I have on my postings for everything, because I love the Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker, even though I do love Evita. And I'll tell you my experience of Evita. Because, yeah, Evita means a lot to me. Evita is something that I've always looked at that show. I always liked that show, right? And I got to meet her in heaven. Just really crazy. Because I know, as crazy as it sounds, man, it was just wild. The experience was just an incredible experience, for me. So I don't want to skip over a lot of things. I want to go from one step to the other, talk about the dome and what is the dome about. So as I'm walking, the second time, like I said, I knew, oh boy, I'm here. But I was happy. I was like really, really, because I knew that I was going to see my dad this time and my grandparents again and my dog. Now, the first time I went to heaven, my dog wasn't there. So when my dog passed away, her name was Brittany. I told her, when I die, the first thing I want to see is you. That's why I knew where I was. Because she was there by the light, waiting for me. She was waiting for me. She wouldn't come to me. But I knew it was her. And by the way, everyone talks through the mind in heaven. No one uses their mouth or lips unless they are singing. And the singers are picked out. And probably your favorite singer, if they sung here on earth, they are singing in heaven, which is really, really cool to know. Yes. So I sing, and I want to sing in heaven. I want to sing in heaven. I have a mission. In life, you have to have missions. You have to follow your dreams and your hopes and listen to your gut feeling, your heart. Your brain works, the devil can step into your brain and make you horrible thoughts, make you think like you're going crazy or something. But anything that's bad, don't ever damn our Father. You damn the devils. That's who did them. And remember, there's 7 deadly sins. There's 7 different devils, demons. And they are out. They've been out. And I'll explain all that much later because the knowledge that I have is so incredible. Some people call it an empath. Some people call it, you know what I call it? I am Sophia. And Sophia wants to tell you that heaven is real. Very real. Next time, I will talk about the inside of the dome. I don't want to give it all away at one time. I know things. I don't know how I know them. I have gifts. I don't know how I have them. And I want everyone to learn and to see and to share me. Because it's not so much I'm here to give out my word to the world. Because it's time for the world to stop and realize, hey, my name is Sophia. Sophia is here. And Sophia is going to teach you how to see your own aura. Your own aura. I love you guys. Thank you very much for following me. Again, under Twitter, Google me, Evita Sophia. Evita is going to start later on. And again, Broadway reopens later 2021. You can find me everywhere. Right now, I think there's something going that's Evita Sophia at Broadway, or no, Evita Sophia at EvitaBroadway.org. You can follow me anywhere, all over Google. They have Pinterest. I write music, and I write thoughts, and I write poems, and I have so much to tell the world. So much. You guys need to listen. And no, I'm not an alien, or I'm not whatever for those theories that might show up later. I am real. And I'm here once again to tell you heaven is real. Very, very real. God bless you guys. Love you guys all. Thank you for joining.